It's been said that you cannot snowmobile in Park City, but today on At Your Leisure, we're proving that is wrong, and we're showing you where you can go and enjoy the snow. Hi, I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth. Chad and I will be going on a tour with one family that lives in the outdoors for play and work, as they've turned their passion for farming and ranching into a recreational business for the whole community.
From there, Steve Human finds the devil in the desert. Own the outdoors right now on AYL.
Well, Chad, I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday afternoon on a beautiful spring winter day up in the Wasatch Forest.
Hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. Today I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth, and we're at Red Pine Adventure up here in Park City, Utah. And if you want to do some sledding, some beautiful ski-doo sleds, come out here with your family, this is the place to be.
That's true. If you think about where we are right now, you've got Brighton and Solitude over that hill that way, and you've got the Jupiter Bowl of Park City right over here. So we're talking major close to the city. And it's a family affair today, so we're going to cover the 3 R's in our show: recreation, ranching, and relatives. Let's start with the recreation part.
We are up here in beautiful White Pine Canyon, just located minutes from Park City. Fantastic little area to come snowmobiling for the day. We're here at about 8,200 feet as our starting point, so we have a very good snowpack up this high most of the year, whereas other places can shut down, we stay open.
We love taking people out for their first adventure on snowmobiling. A lot of people come to us have never been on snowmobiles or seen anything like this, so we're really adapted at taking out those first-time adventure people and giving them a wonderful, safe experience here in the high mountains of Utah. People really enjoy getting out and taking a day off from skiing, letting those legs rest and get out on the snowmobiles, kick back, relax, and take in the Wasatch Mountain views. Great little trails to the woods, open powder meadows to play in, and great spots for plenty of family photos.
What I love about it up here is the fact that we're just in tune with Mother Nature. We got this beautiful private property that we're on. We don't see many other people up here other than a few skiers off in the distance. You're really in tune with everything. The fact that we're just the only snowmobiling company located in Park City. Everywhere else you have to drive, half an hour to an hour outside of town to experience this. And we're very fortunate to be having this private land so close to Park City to ride on.
This is a wonderful run family business that I've been able to be a part of for over 10 to 12 years now with the Oscathorpe family. It's just a wonderful, great family experience. The way they've lived their lives, we've passed that on to actually make it accessible for the average person to come out and enjoy this experience.
I've never worked for a mom and pop operation like this, and it's nice just to be part of the family. We fully outfit anyone that comes along. You're welcome to wear your own ski gear, your ski helmets, but if you don't have any of that type of equipment, you're here on a conference, whatnot, and you don't ski, we have full snowsuits, boots, goggles. We can outfit you completely without any additional cost.
On your next vacation, take a day off from skiing and come out here to Red Pine Adventures and experience a wonderful way to see a great outdoor adventure on some snowmobiles with us.
For a good time, call Red Pines. These guys are so much fun to travel with.
It's written all over the bathroom walls. It's fantastic.
They know exactly how to make novices and people who've actually put in a mile or two have a good time together.
Great family adventures. On any given day out in the Great West, you can do like 100 different things at 100 different places. So let's go take a look at our travel adventure.
I think this is his first fire. I unfortunately had to build one last weekend at Scout Camp, so this is nothing new for me.
It's been said that fire is the devil's element. Birthed from phosphorus, it consumes and destroys. It also adds warmth on a cold pre-spring morning in the far western lands of Utah, hours from civilization. This is the Devil's Playground, an area of pale rock and open sky. The formations here provide an otherworldly backdrop to what can be the perfect spot for those wanting to slow down or speed up, depending on the mood. The Devil's Playground is exactly that, a jungle gym of stone and trail located on Utah Highway 30 in the northwestern corner of the state, not far from the Nevada border. There's not much of anything out here but open space and the promise of adventure.
They're going to find a bunch of different rock formations they've never seen before. It's a lot more than just red rock. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of miles to be able to come out with your family and spend some time in a place where you can see hundreds of miles of family get together and doing things, whether you're going to shoot your rifles or take a great rock climbing formation tour or anything like that right now. You know, from this area you can really start to see the Lake Bonneville trails and stuff. You can look all the way around here and see where Lake Bonneville was actually here at one time. And most of these rock formations that you can see were probably done with wind and water, you know, back in the day.
Those rock formations are the key characteristic to this ancient outcropping. Devil's Playground is perfect for camping, with dispersed areas in every direction. There's no water or RV hookups, though, so you'll need to come prepared.
We've decided to sleep in the tent, at least me and my kids have. Everybody else is in the RV, but we wanted to kind of rough it a little bit. And so we're going to go to bed, and we will continue this adventure in the morning. So, good night.
There's something about camping trips that create unique memories. They seem to bridge childhood and adulthood, particularly in a place like Devil's Playground, where a morning of climbing rocks quickly evolves into an epic game of hide and seek.
It's a little bit harder to hide judiciously when you're working with a 6-year-old. You got like an arch all the way through to the other side. Oh, there's Max. There we go. Ta-da!
Climbing on the rocks is only part of the fun out here, though. If you want speed, you will find it in abundance. Trails snake all over the landscape, weaving between boulders and over mountaintops in every direction, with terrain for every skill level. You can hit rocks and washes that will slow you down and force you to really concentrate on your maneuvering, or you can ride the straightaways and pick up speed through wide open spaces where it feels like there isn't another person in the world. Many of these trails are actually some of the most historic in the Beehive State, including the old Transcontinental Railroad route that changed the face of the West forever at Promontory Point in 1869.
You can go across the railroad trails to see everything that happens, where it came from Lucin, across the Great Salt Lake, into where the two trains met out here at Golden Spike. It's a great ride. It's a great place to be. So we just appreciate anybody that would come out here and enjoy Box Elder County.
After a day of riding, it's great to come back to camp, cook up some food, and enjoy the beauty of this amazing area. I think that's what makes trips like these noteworthy in our journals of life. When you're disconnected from the world at large and have so much distance between yourself and regular life, the simple pleasures of a good meal, a warm fire, and the company of loved ones become so much more enjoyable. We often forget how great our kids are until we're scrambling over rocks trying to keep up with them or sharing an old story around a fire. These are the moments we realize why we work so hard back in the real world, so we can escape it and find real meaning. Devil's Garden is easy to find, but you need to be paying attention. Just take Interstate 84 in northern Utah toward Idaho, exiting on Highway 30 toward Park Valley. After about an hour, you'll see the Devil's Playground gate on your right. You'll need to be paying attention, but you'll see it. Get out there and enjoy this amazing area. We sure did today. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Gilman.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am Spyder dealer and test drive one today. The new Spyder F3. Riding has evolved.
Have you ever wanted to go on a vacation to Mars? What about a visit to the Old West? Impossible, right? Well, forget what you think is real. In southern Utah's Kane County, other worlds are just an ATV ride away. The Old West lives on in every sunset. From the downtown streets of Little Hollywood to the vistas that have inspired the world. Never find yourself closer to home and yet farther than you've ever been. Southern Utah's Kane County, where anywhere is possible.
Back in 1946, the business started as a used car operation. We took on the RV business and we've enjoyed the trailer business so much. Our goal is to make as many people happy as possible. I enjoy when they come in and they let me know they're happy. And if they're not happy, I want to make them happy. I'm excited about it. I think we have a lot of inventory out there to show people. We got some great employees. I want to sell them on what we're here for, and it's all about service.
Dominate every trail. Conquer any task. You need a machine that does it all. Introducing Polaris General. The General is the most powerful rec utility side-by-side ever made. The industry's deepest cargo box lets you haul and dump up to 600 pounds, and the revolutionary cockpit totally refines comfort and protection. Polaris General, ultimate versatility to win every battle.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. Today our product review is the Viking 6. And this is a Yamaha machine. The reason they call it a 6 is it's a 6-passenger machine with an absolute ton of room. Full 6 seats, they're all independent so they can move independently. You've got a large cargo area. But the thing that I really like on this machine is how open it is. There's no hump in the middle of the machine at all. It's wide open through here in both the front and back seats, and it's fully seat belted all the way around, so it's really a comfortable machine. Now up here in the driver's compartment, you have several large compartments, including a glove box, a little jockey bin, you've got a 12-volt receptacle. Then you got your gate shifter here, an emergency brake, which I like to be able to set that. And then on the far side over there, you can see you have a 2-wheel drive, a 4-wheel drive, and then a fully locked 4-wheel drive transfer case on this thing. So it really, you can take this 4-wheel and not have to worry about it. The other thing it has is it has an engine braking system on it. So as you start going down those hills, it'll automatically lock it in and decelerate the machine. You don't have to sit there and pop the throttle or anything else. It'll do it all by itself. Now up here in the front, you have a AA arm front suspension like most machines, disc brakes, all that. But one thing that I like about this Viking is that it has a solid steel front bumper on it, wraps all the way around, plus a nice large opening for putting a good sized winch on it. Now back here, they've added 2 slam shut doors. You can see they're spring loaded, basically close on their own. That's nice, so if your kids jump out and forget to close the door, it'll do it for you. The other thing they've added, instead of having nets, they have these little elbow holders here, these little panels on the front and back, and that kind of helps hold you in, but you don't have to go through all the hassle of those nets. And here in the back, it has a really large cargo box, and what's kind of unique is it's all metal instead of being plastic like most of them. It has some pretty healthy tie downs to be able to tie stuff down, but what I like is the lift portion of it. So if you've got stuff in here, dirt or whatever, it's easy to dump out or clean. I always like an easy lifting dump gate. Well, I'd like to take this thing out and go take it wheeling, so let's go see what it can do. Well, if you'd like to check out one of these machines, get out to Stedman's in Tooele, and they'll be glad to show you all these cool things about the Viking. I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Everything you thought you knew about off-road vehicles is about to be redefined. Introducing the world's first and only pure sport side-by-side, the all-new YXZ 1000R from Yamaha. The world of off-road sports side-by-sides has shifted forever. Now, get no interest for 6 months on a new Yamaha ATV or side-by-side.
Get your new Yamaha at Stedman's Recreation. Ride hard, play hard.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Chad and I are just having a beautiful time up here at the Red Pine Adventure here with the Osglethorpe family. And I'll tell you, these guys know how to have fun and they know how to work hard.
They do, and you know, it's almost like a summer day out here. This spring weather snowmobiling, well, the snow gets a little grainy, it's a little crusty in the morning, but you know what? You just have such perfect days.
Oh no, it's just perfect.
You know, there's something about this family that you should probably know. Yeah, they're in the recreation business, and yeah, they got a lot of acreage up here, but they're not just in the recreation business. There is a new model for how agricultural families survive in the 21st century, and the Osglethorpes are part of that model because when they're not playing in the winter, they're working in the summer.
My dad bought this property back in the 1940s. He was a veterinarian and he always wanted to be a farmer rancher, and so we grew up with the farm. We had a dairy, milk cows, we had sheep, we had cattle, and we raised crops, and so I just grew up with it. As my sons got older and started having their own kids, they came to me and they said, Dad, we want to raise our kids like we were raised.
Grew up on the dairy farm milking cows, and you don't have any neighbors when you grow up milking cows. So you know, your brothers are your best friends and all that, so it's been enjoyable. And so I've worked with my brothers off and on for 30 years.
So our kids growing up, they always worked together, they played together, and they fought together.
And it's everybody. We all work together, the whole family. It's not just you know, just one person here or there, but we all try to work together because it takes a village to operate it.
I think we'll work together and help each other out.
You know, you work for yourself, your family, you know, self-employed. So, and you know, you're always working outside, you know. The great thing about working outside is especially up here in the mountains, is the fresh air.
I've learned hard work, and I've also learned to leave the land the way that when you got it. So that way it means to conserve and do projects that make the water off the mountain come out clear.
You go up to somebody and say, hey, you know, where is your food coming from? And they'll just say, oh, the grocery store. So there's a little bit of a disconnect, and I think it's our job as ranchers and farmers to try and do a better job to promote and tell our stories of actually where their food and where their fiber is actually coming from.
I have to laugh. One of my sons thought he was going to be a banker after he graduated from college. He lasted 2 weeks in the office, and he said, this life isn't for me. I want to be outdoors.
You know, Ria, I like these people. There's just something about a farming or a ranching family that is so doggone wholesome.
You're right. And what a beautiful legacy, you know, because the kids, they really enjoyed, and they were so pleased by the way they were brought up by their parents that they all stayed here, and they're doing the same thing, and they're bringing their kids up here.
So they bought the farm.
Yeah, well, not exactly.
The ranch. They bought the ranch.
Isn't it great?
That is a great story.
Yeah.
Right now it's time for us to shift to another great story that is made possible every week by our great friendship with the people at Rocky Mountain ATV-MC. They're the place that you get all those great off-road accessories and their Jake Wilson counterpart. So check them out, but right now, check out our trailhead.
There are few places in the world known to be more wild, open, and free than Montana. It's part of the fabric of life here, one that residents strongly support. Like many western states, public land issues have come to the forefront of Montana politics. And here in Bozeman, different recreation groups, ranging from ATV clubs to cycling organizations, have come together under the banner of Citizens for Balanced Use. Their goal? Protect their ability to explore Big Sky country.
Right now, the big issue, and it really has been for about the past 10 to 15 years, is access onto public lands, especially federally managed public lands under the BLM and the U.S. Forest Service. Each time a travel plan comes out, it is more and more restrictive, and we lose more and more of our access.
The National Forest, we still have some problems trying to get into areas. They're trying to close more and more roads down for us. And we're just trying to keep those areas open because that's what we like to do. We like to go recreate in these areas.
Before the travel plan closure, we only snowmobiled on 7% of the Gallatin National Forest, which is about 125,000 acres, and we're down to about 69,000 acres of rideable terrain in which we are able to access and ride.
We're always looking to try and maintain the access we have, and in the future we'd like to get some of the places back that we lost in the last travel plan.
Such statistics sound familiar to recreationists in states like Utah, Nevada, and Idaho, where resource management plans have restricted more and more land with each revision. Montana residents created Citizens for Balanced Use as a way to band together and make sure their voices were being heard throughout the political process. Tonight, those user groups have met for their annual fundraiser and to discuss issues that affect each form of recreation. Some of their public land problems have begun to affect even the non-motorized users in attendance.
Maybe you're not a dirt biker or a mountain biker or an ATVer, but you like to hike. What ends up happening is if you want to get deeper into the woods, in a lot of cases now, you don't have the ability to drive further on a Forest Service road and begin your hike deeper in the woods. In some cases, you're literally parking at the highway and hiking from there. And unless you're in fantastic shape and have several days, you may not be able to get to the places that you used to be able to get to as a hiker.
Currently, organizations like Citizens for Balanced Use are teaming up with similar groups in other states to begin working with federal officials to create functional public land planning that could curtail the restrictions hitting places like Montana and Utah. By working together, they may change the focus of the public land debate.
With the CBU, they're good for trying to keep the lands and stuff open for us, so we're able to go in and do our prospecting on our claims. There's power in numbers. CBU has a lot of members there. They've got some lawyers that can do research for you.
It's part of your heritage that you will lose. Fortunately, I have horses. I've been able to access my wilderness areas, but there's a lot of people that don't have that advantage, or you're not physically able to.
As taxpayers, we fund those lands and we would like to recreate on those.
Montana has always been a place for freedom and adventure. With diverse recreation groups joining their voices and working together, it may just stay that way. From the Trailhead, I'm Terry Wood.
It's inches off the ground. It's open air freedom. It's remarkably powerful. It's totally unique. It starts at $21,199. It's Slingshot, pure driving fun.
Accommodations for this week's episode of AYL were provided by the Red Lion Hotel and Conference Center on Bluff Street in St. George. Great ambiance, great rooms, great breakfast. To find out more and to book rooms for your family, call 435-628-4235.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled commercials for some breaking news. This just in. At your leisure, the West's #1 outdoor adventure show is awesome.
At the risk of editorializing, you need to watch At Your Leisure, Saturday nights at 10:30, Sunday mornings at 9, right here on ABC4.
Let's be honest, you don't know much about Beaver County. Well, let me tell you about it. It's the birthplace of outlaw Butch Cassidy and adventurer Philo T. Farnsworth. Some of the best skiing in Utah is at Eagle Point. You've got camping, Canyon Breeze Golf Course, Crusher and the Tushers, Beaver Territorial Courthouse, snowmobiling, Renewable Energy, Pioneer Car Show, Squeaky Cheese, Ghost Towns to explore, best water in the country, Paiute ATV trails, Old Frisco Kilns, horse races, hunting, fishing, and it's a good place to live. Beaver County, mountains of fun. I could tell you more, but why don't you come and see it for yourself?
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Ria, where's your pitchfork? American Gothic.
Absolutely. That barn built in 1940s.
Wow.
Still standing and still working. They got hay up in there.
That's true. I saw that. Don't even tempt me with the next line. We have a lot of stuff to cover yet in the show. Number one on our list is our calendar of events. There's some things going on that you need to know about.
Yeah, we got the Jeep Safari coming up.
Big old Easter Jeep Safari right down in Moab, Utah. So I believe it starts on the 21st and runs through the 29th. Now, another note, it's Easter, Jeep Safari, Easter tradition. ABC is bringing back another great tradition that we grew up with and all you millennials don't know about, and that is the playing of the 10 Commandments at Easter time. You know, the big epic with Charlton Heston?
Yeah, where the sea parts, the Red Sea parts.
That's right.
Awesome.
Okay, so that is going to be on ABC4 on the 25th. So that means that At Your Leisure that week is going to be a little bit later. We'll start at 11:45 and County Seat will be right after it. Sunday is back to normal.
And we'd also like to congratulate our sticker winner. This guy is a principal at San Juan High School, and he and his wife sent in this picture of them on their razor. Is that cool or what?
Yes, now it's not detention for you, Mr. Principal. It is retention. You're going to retain a gift here on At Your Leisure.
Don't forget to call us at 801-947-8888 and claim the prize.
You're on your way to Daniels Summit. And you know, there's still a lot of winter left and a lot of really great times to be spent there. So now we're coming right down to the end of the show. And we've covered the 3 R's that we told you about, and there's one more. The 3 that we've covered have been recreation, ranching, and relatives. One more, review. Take a look at next week's show.
What does the indoors have to do with the outdoors? Well, on our next episode of AYL, Chad and Ria will go behind the curtain to see how recreation outfitters make for superior outdoor adventures with new gadgets and technologies for the 21st century. From there, we'll show off one of the best ATV trails in the West, and while you'll want to plan your spring getaway now.
Well, that's the end of the show. And Miss Ria, after all these years, I finally got you exactly where I wanted you, in a haystack.
Oh my. It's a good thing we're married.
Yeah.
You know, we need to thank the Osclethorpe family. Those guys were amazing today. They're just a really stellar family. Great people, hard workers, and they know how to have fun and keep that family unit together.
That's true. And I might point out that Steve's vice president of the Utah Farm Bureau right now, and that the Farm Bureau is an excellent place for you to support the farming and ranching community. You don't actually have to be a farmer rancher to belong. We actually have a membership, and they got a lot of cool stuff going on, a great website. So check out the Farm Bureau.
That's right. Well, it is the end, and we have to say goodbye, but remember, you know, there's adventure around every corner. Just remember to go out there and make your own adventure.
True. We'll see you next week.
Tyler, can you hear me? Okay,
we have
just...
to do that again.
Huh?
You were supposed to be talking by now.
Oh, shh.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here. And that way, they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, AYLTV.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.